Well, there I was, staring down at my past friend, his blood splattered on my face and clothes. As I look around, I see and hear nothing except the humming of the streetlight above head. I tell myself I must move on. I continue down the road that just moments ago led to Marcus's demise. As I make my way inside, I pray this place is safe enough to rest my head for the night. I rummage through a few containers in this room, and then I fiddle with the ham radio I had found on the table. I had no idea how it worked, and there were no frequencies preset, so I moved on. In the next room, I found a metal shovel to replace my cracked plastic one, and after looking through a few shelves of junk, I noticed a sleeping cot in the far corner. Exhausted and disheartened from the events that had just taken place, I lay down, and after a short time, fall asleep. But I soon wake up to a voice of a man yelling for me to get to my feet. I do so quickly, trying to plead my case. He only responds by asking if I've been bit. And again, probably talking too much, but explain to him the blood isn't mine, and what had taken place the day before. He's hesitant, but he lowers his gun. He motions me to a water cooler where I can get cleaned up. Then he tosses me a book that reads Carpentry for Dummies. He tells me to keep it. It could probably come in handy. Sitting there in the corner of the room, we both begin to introduce ourselves. I learn his name is JT, and he then informs me that this disease has been spreading for at least 3 days that he's aware of. Unlike me, JT has no family to try to reach, no parents that I hope and pray found safety. Shortly after, we come up with a simple game plan. We will move through the areas less populated, ransack a few houses for food, weapons, left behind Game Boys, and most importantly, a vehicle, so we can get the hell out of here. I was feeling confident. The day had started off decent. The skies were clear, and we moved house to house, claiming any items we thought could be evaded. And when we were done, we would move to the next. I followed JT's lead. As it was obvious by his movements, he's been doing this for a couple of days now. Quietly, we exited the house, continued on, jumping over a fence.
Saw that. God.
Hearts pounding, we raced back through the trees. Unlike grandmas, these things are mindless and stupid. They stumble over the fence in front of us, and we're able to eliminate them one by one.
Oh. It was... Yeah.
What started off quiet and a somewhat uneventful day was soon changed. JT asked me to keep watch as he was going to slip inside a window of the house, scope it out. It only got worse from there.
What the fuck?
I knew if I could keep it to 1 or 2, I'd be alright.
Haven't seen me.
But I was by myself, and that wasn't the case. As my body started to fatigue, it was becoming more and more difficult to evade while still trying to inflict damage. But I was able to let out a sigh of relief when I noticed JT come running out of the house to assist. Things calmed down once again. Moved to the next house, and upon making entry, couldn't help but to notice all the preppings for a peanut butter and marmalade sandwich. I couldn't resist. go upstairs, and after introducing my shovel to a nice man I met, I'm lucky enough to find a small satchel in a nearby room. I empty my pockets into it, throw it over my shoulder, and we adventure outside. I notice the rain is picking up, and the sun is starting to set. We jump a fence that looks to lead to a small barn, but we're not alone. The police officer returned with the armored vest, so I unfastened the straps, pulled it off the lifeless body, and secured it around my sides. Once we were in the barn, we split up. Probably not the best move.
So many. Yeah, it's finally all of them.
After a somewhat nerve-wracking experience, we gather our wits and press on. Maybe I don't know my own strength, because I end up snapping my weapon in half, smashing a zombie's skull into the pavement. JT offers me his backup, and not a second too late, as we start to move to clear out another house. This home would turn out to be very beneficial.
Oh, criminals are
We
great.
found a large duffel bag in the master bedroom, and JT found a few cans of food, a couple bottles of water in the kitchen. But most importantly, after clearing out the garage, I spotted a large wood axe hidden on the top shelf. If wielded right, this weapon could take me a long way. The sun fell quick, and dust settled upon us before we knew it. We needed to find shelter for the night. We spotted a secluded house,
See right up
cleared
on
out
it,
any
and I
unwanted
really
guests
noticed
before
it
moving
there.
in.
Like, it was just outside range. Is that worth picking up at all? Since we
After a
have two
quick
wood
sweep of the
axes.
house, we were able to ease our minds. I found the bathroom, in what I assumed was the previous tenant. Made sure she was dead, and then I began to wash the red smears of dry blood off my arms and clothes. JT had piled up some books he had found into the fireplace, and I used my matches to start the flame. We didn't speak much that night. Instead, we both sat and listened to the crackling of the open flames. The warmth of the fire was soothing and comforting, in a sense. Like sitting in the eye of a storm, we knew the chaos that awaited us just outside these walls. I tucked myself into a Mad magazine I found on the end table and tried not to think about what might take place tomorrow. As much as I wanted this to end, wake up and realize this was a nightmare, little did I know, this was just the beginning.